nowadays are so high maintenance. What do you bring to the table?
Never be accepting anything less than $100 bills.
We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant.
Walking way too close. Oh, slow down. Yeah. And this feels...
What are you bringing to this so-called table?
Me for myself.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer.
These guys that ask what a woman brings to the table.
Do I see them? Oh, hell yes.
Let's begin.
What do you bring to the table?
Everything. I got 2 kids, you know what I mean? So everything. If you're willing to provide for my kids, then everything.
Everything like what?
My kids, my life, my mental health, everything, like everything. Everything you want to know about me, I'll bring to the table for sure.
You listen to what our young women, what comes out of their mouths these days. When they ask somebody, what do you bring to the table? So look at me now.
I am the table.
What do you bring to the table? Our women don't say, I have brains, I can do this, I can help you take your business to the next level. They think this is the table. I have breasts, I have nyash.
Way too close. Oh, slow down. Yeah. And this feels even creepier. Guess I'm passing.
So many men can relate to this because so many men just want you to be comfortable. The worst thing that they can be called is a creep.
Absolutely. It's crazy how society paints men with such a broad brush, labeling them all as threats when, in reality, the vast majority are just trying to go about their day. That anxiety creates this weird tension where simple gestures like a greeting become fraught with misunderstanding. It's a shame because most men are just looking to connect, lend a hand, or even just share a moment of humanity. Feminism's narrative often overlooks the countless men who serve as protectors and heroes, like police officers and firefighters. Instead of fostering understanding, it breeds mistrust. It's time to challenge those stereotypes and recognize that most men genuinely want to contribute positively to society.
Do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is.
Right? It's like she's auditioning for a role in a never-ending drama complete with the entitled princess complex. The way she demands to be treated like royalty while clearly carrying all that emotional baggage is just wild. It's exhausting to see someone so bitter and angry, and it makes you wonder how she maintains that energy every day. Living with that kind of negativity must be a nightmare, not just for her, but for anyone around her. This entitled mindset is a major turnoff for men. They're not looking for a life filled with constant demands and drama. Instead, they want someone genuine and balanced, not a walking soap opera. Let's move on to the next clip.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. This is just something that I wouldn't answer in a date. I'm not going to answer here. I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
Okay.
It's that power dynamic.
What do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency, strong connection to divinity, not necessarily religion, but some kind of purpose-based lifestyle.
So what is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that at the table when he asks you?
Isn't it absolutely infuriating how these women prance around with their demands, acting like they're some kind of royalty? They expect men to roll out the red carpet while they contribute nothing of value. It's a sick joke. They sit there with a long list of requirements, but when it comes to what they bring to the table, crickets. These entitled princesses would rather play the victim and blame the patriarchy than actually look in the mirror and take responsibility for their lack of skills and passion. Meanwhile, they've got kids at home and a lineup of beta orbiters waiting to pander to their every whim. It's the same tired script, throwing tantrums when things don't go their way. And let's not forget about the men so many are stuck in the same cycle, scrolling mindlessly through social media instead of getting out there and becoming the best versions of themselves. It's high time for both genders to rise up, shake off the shackles of entitlement, and own their lives. Enough is enough. Let's move on to the next clip.
Women nowadays are so high maintenance. What do you bring to the table? Oh boy, I have a lot to say on this. Let's go. First of all, women bring emotional support. We're there to provide comfort and a safe space to come home to. We bring compassion, care, and healing. We bring beauty and femininity. Cause don't lie, bro, you also take pride when your girl is a 10. Your ego gets boosted too when all your friends think your girlfriend is hot. Don't lie, bro. We're also there to give you a second opinion, to stop you from doing stupid shit. Cause we have your best interests at heart. And we want to support your goals, your plan, your vision. And on top of that, we bring intimacy, closeness, empathy, understanding, guidance to the freaking table. Cause I've seen y'all men comfort each other. And it is the lamest thing ever. Oh bro, I had a bad day at work. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Take it easy, yeah? Here, have a can of beer. Now, would you prefer that? Or, oh baby, do you want to talk about it? Tell me, what else can I do to make you feel better? If you'd rather be comforted by your bros and a can of beer, then go marry each other lah. Or better yet, go marry the fucking table. And mind you, women nowadays can afford to pay our own rent and bills. We can buy our own meals. And can still afford to go on shopping sprees to pamper ourselves with cute clothes, makeup products, and beauty treatments. So, if we can already do that for ourselves, I guess the question is, what do you bring to the table? Period. Okay, I love you always. Bye.
Exactly. It's not just about surface-level connections or hollow conversations. If someone is stuck in that middle school mentality, throwing tantrums and acting like a drama queen, they're not bringing anything but chaos into the lives of those around them. Real relationships are built on mutual respect, maturity, and the ability to find peace and shared interests. If a woman can't bring that to the table, if she doesn't have her own passions and maturity to contribute, then what's the point? It's not about playing games or living in a fantasy. It's about finding someone who can complement your life, share in your joys, and support your journey. Emotional support and comfort come from people who have their own lives together, who can lift each other up instead of dragging one another down. If they can't meet that standard, then it's time to move on. Life is too short for drama. It's about thriving together, not surviving in a whirlwind of immaturity. Let's move on to the next clip.
What are you bringing to this so-called table?
Me, for myself, I work a 9 to 5. I'm a single mother. I take care of my kid. I pay my own bills.
But that's everything that you do for yourself. What are you bringing to the table as far as a relationship?
You're an adult. Everything you listed is you just being a human adult. So I expect you to be independent. Just like I'm independent, Ace is independent, Jew is independent. We do everything for ourselves. Like a lot of women's personality trait is that I'm strong, independent, and don't need no man. Of course, that's not showing me anything that you could offer a long-term successful relationship.
So if I rephrase the triggering statement of what are you bringing to the table in a more acceptable way, it would sound like this. So as a woman, what attributes do you possess that would improve our relationship and improve my life? What are you bringing to the table? And because a lot of women have been conditioned to believe that their worth and value is directly predicated on how much money she makes, how much she owns, what kind of degree she has, when you ask them this question, those are the type of responses that you get. And that's not what you bring to the table as a woman. It has taken me years to understand my value and the significance of my energy and aura as a woman. So now if someone was to ever ask me that question, here is how I would answer. Yeah, I own a business and I own a home, but those are not my greatest assets. My greatest assets is that I understand sacrifice, hard work. I understand commitment. I understand financial literacy and the importance of building a legacy and starting generational wealth. My mindset is what got me the things that I have. That's an asset. The world is hard enough, so I have really worked hard to be a positive energy in the world. That is what I bring to a relationship. When you are out fighting the world, I want you to enjoy coming home. I want to be your peace and your comfort. I want to be the person that speaks life into you. The world is tearing you down, but I'm here to build you back up. Two heads are better than one. Teamwork makes the dream work. Those are things that I live by every day. So I understand that I need to be in a relationship for me to create the lifestyle that I want for my family. So understanding that we are better together than apart, that's what I bring to a relationship.
Absolutely. It's crucial to challenge that jaded perspective. Behind the narrative of the patriarchy lies a vast world of men who aren't just defined by their roles in society, but are individuals with passion, skills, and the drive to pursue their interests. When asked what they bring to the table, it's a fair question. Are women genuinely equipped with the nurturing qualities necessary to raise a family? Do they embody the femininity that complements traditional family dynamics? It's not about fitting into a mold, it's about genuinely contributing to a partnership. Yet many women influenced by feminism overlook the importance of these qualities. Instead of recognizing the value of emotional intelligence, nurturing instincts, and practical skills, they often focus on superficial aspects or societal pressures. It's about finding balance and recognizing that both men and women should contribute meaningfully to a relationship. Let's move on to the next clip.
These guys that ask what a woman brings to the table.
Do I see them? Oh, hell yes, because I'm one of the ones that asks all the time. And yet I never get an answer. Maybe this time I will. Let's see what she has to say, shall we?
And they ask it seriously. I'm convinced that men that ask that question, it's because they never met a woman yet that they super wanted.
What? Super wanted? As opposed to wanted? I guess there's a difference. I don't know what it is, but this ought to be good.
That or they're gay, and I can't be convinced otherwise.
Oh, dear Lord. They're gay? If a man asks a woman what she's going to offer him in a relationship, he's gay?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, my. Let's continue.
You're a man and you're super into a woman. What does the woman bring for you to the table? The fact that she's exclusively yours and you wanted her bad enough. The fact that your desire of wanting her has been fulfilled by having her and having her exclusively.
Or to put it another way, nothing. I mean, literally nothing. Other than he gets graced with her presence, which I guess she thinks is of some sort of value to a man. And I think I can safely say on behalf of most, if not all men, your presence isn't going to matter that much to us. Unless you're bringing something of real value to us.
That's what she brings to the table.
So as I said, a big nothing burger. Ladies, if you're watching this, I hope you take heed of what I'm about to say. Because it'll save you a lot of lonely nights and a lot of wondering about where are all the guys and why aren't they asking me out. And I'm not trying to insult or demean anyone. But this mindset is why guys are walking away in droves. This sense of entitlement, this sense of self-worth that today's women have, that they think simply gracing us with their presence is all they need to do. Yet they've got a whole list of things that we need to fulfill for them. Here's a hint for you, ladies.
Listen up. This isn't just entertainment for you to scroll through mindlessly. This is a wake-up call. I want you to observe carefully and learn from what I'm sharing because I don't want you to go through the same pain and betrayal I did. Every story you hear, every lesson I share is a piece of armor against the games these women play. If you've got experiences of your own, if you face the heartbreak, the lies, the manipulation, don't stay silent. Share it in the comments or email me directly. Your story could be the lifeline that helps another brother avoid the same fate. Together we can build a fortress of knowledge and strength. So don't just watch, engage, share, and let's learn from each other. This is how we break the cycle. Let's continue.
Everything she said she can provide, we can get from a dog. And we can get it without the drama, without having to spend a ton of money, without having to worry if we've done enough housework to make her happy, or whatever else it is on her list. No, that dog will give their love to us unconditionally, every day, every night, 24/7. Something I guarantee you that we're not going to get from a woman who thinks this way. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but I know you're not going to listen. Your presence is meaningless to us unless you're giving us the things that we are looking for in a relationship. And I and many others have told you what those things are. Respect, acknowledgement, and peace. Those are the three big things. Yet you will not give them to us. You won't even consider it. All you're going to offer is your presence. Hate to break it to you, ladies, but we're going to have to take a hard pass.
Absolutely. It's refreshing to hear someone articulate the frustrations many men feel about the current state of relationships and the influence of feminism. The goofy phrases and buzzwords often used to justify questionable behavior can be so transparent. It's true many women these days lack genuine hobbies or skills that contribute meaningfully to a relationship. When superficial qualities become the standard, it leaves a gaping hole in what's truly valuable in a partner. This guy nails it by calling out the societal shift while emphasizing the importance of substance over style. And let's not forget the love for dogs. They often remind us of loyalty, companionship, and the simple joys in life, qualities that are all too often missing in human interactions these days. It's about time we start valuing authenticity and real connection over empty validation and performative behaviors. Here's to embracing those who keep it real. Let's move on to the next clip.
I see you watching my Instagram stories. You miss me, don't you? Nah, I just swipe on stories randomly. No, you don't. Just say it. I got a nose job. I started going to the gym. I've improved financially and physically. You must miss me. Trust me, I don't. But good for you. I just saw your stories a few days ago. You're still the same guy. I thought after we broke you were going to start taking care of yourself and stuff, but somehow you're still a loser, Amal. Thanks. You're not over me yet, I can tell, but it's never too late to change yourself. If you want me back, just say it. Maybe I'll think about it and give you chance. Nah, I don't want you. No, you do. You're just acting hard to get, and this isn't good for you, cause no girl in the world would want to date a loser like you. Probably shouldn't even have texted you in the first place. You're completely right. Wow, you really just proved to me that you just never had feelings for me. How can you be so cold to the person who truly loved you and cared for you? I didn't mean to come off as rude or anything. I'm really sorry, but can we sort this out? I'm gonna be honest now, I really miss you. It just seems like you're the perfect guy for me. Okay, cool. I knew you also missed me, haha. You were just waiting for me to make a move. So we're basically back together now, right? Absolutely not.
Absolutely. The manipulation tactics some women use can be incredibly deceptive, often disguising deeper issues or instability until it's too late. It's alarming how skilled they can be at hiding their true nature, only to reveal it gradually through erratic behavior or overwhelming emotional demands. For many men, the risks associated with dating today, like false accusations, emotional manipulation, and the potential for relationships to spiral into chaos, are significant deterrents. It's no wonder that so many are choosing to step back from the dating scene entirely. Relationships should bring joy and support, not constant anxiety or fear of unpredictable drama. The emotional toll can be severe, and it's wise for men to prioritize their well-being and avoid situations that seem volatile from the start. It's all about self-preservation and recognizing red flags before they lead to a disastrous entanglement. Let's move on to the next clip.
Okay, I'm getting ready to go on a date, but I learned some information today that feels illegal to know. I was talking to one of my guy friends about love bombing, and he goes, well, yeah, that sounds like the penny method. I was like, the penny method? There are methods? So he starts explaining it to me, and he goes, okay, imagine a girl is a piggy bank, which, interesting analogy, but hear me out. In order to get her interested, obviously at first you have to be feeding her $100 bills. But putting in $100 bills is a lot of work, and you don't always want to be doing that. So eventually you reduce it to 90. Now she's gonna feel the decrease in effort, but it's only 10%. So if she tries to bring it up, she's gonna sound crazy at this point. Now here's where it gets sick. The next thing you do is you bump it back up to 95. Now, instead of feeling like she lost 5, which is how she would feel if you went directly from 100 to 95, suddenly she feels like she's gained 5. But you are still putting in 5% less effort. Basically, you just keep repeating this cycle and weaning her off your effort until you get to the point where you're giving her pennies and suddenly she's excited to receive a nickel. The idea that men might actually think like this makes me so afraid. Like, is this boy math? Because I don't like it. Anyways, be safe out there, ladies. I think the takeaway message in all of this is that we should never be accepting anything less than $100 bills.
It's wild how some women go all out with the heavy makeup and exaggerated looks, completely missing the mark on what many guys find attractive. That aggressive, over-the-top vibe can be off-putting, making it hard to see any genuine personality beneath all that facade. When someone shows up with those long cat nails and a ton of makeup, it can feel more like a performance than a genuine connection. It's as if they're more focused on the appearance of being alluring than actually engaging on a real level. And when a date turns into a one-sided monologue, especially with a narcissistic twist, it's a recipe for disaster. It often feels like they're more interested in showcasing their own agenda rather than getting to know the person across from them. That kind of energy is exhausting, and it's no wonder many men are wary of diving into relationships with women who have that kind of mindset. The emphasis on superficiality and self-absorption can really turn what should be a fun, mutual experience into something cringeworthy. Let's move on to the next clip.
My fiancé asked for a one-sided open marriage, so I canceled the wedding. 2 weeks ago, we were 2 weeks away from getting married. She asked me to go to therapy with her. She was already seeing a therapist on her own and wanted me to go with her and have a talk before the wedding, where we could be completely honest with one another. That sounded a little weird to me. I thought we were already completely honest with one another. After all, we were getting married in 2 weeks, right? Also, she was super protective about her therapy sessions and didn't really talk about them. I have never met her therapist, so to be invited there all of a sudden seemed a little out of place to me. The day comes, and I go there. But out of self-preservation, I had my phone open and recording any audio. My fiancé was already there. I had to wait 20 minutes before I was invited in. The therapist greets me and shakes my hand. We have small talk. She tells me I am not at all the way my fiancé described me. I think she is trying to compliment me. Then she looks at my fiancé and tells her this may be harder than we thought. That absolutely weirded me out. but I am a calm and collected individual, and I don't react, just keep that dumb smile on my face we all have in awkward situations. So the therapist starts talking. Has a small speech I don't care to repeat. My fiancé takes my hand as the therapist starts telling me that we live in a modern world, and that my fiancé wants us to have a non-conventional marriage moving forward. I smile, I am not sure what the hell that means. Through my mind, I am thinking she wants to talk about how she will not be a slave to her husband, she will not sacrifice her work life, etc. modern woman and girl power and all that. Nope, she is actually talking about how once we get married, she wants to be free to sleep with other men. The other non-traditional type of marriage. But she loves me a lot, and would not be comfortable with me having the same benefits. Because she would be too heartbroken knowing that I find other women attractive and that one of them could steal me from her. So I let them finish talking. They were very fluent, and they got more confident talking, probably empowered by my lack of reaction, and because I wasn't saying anything. This was definitely something they had rehearsed. I then asked the therapist if she was licensed. This, by her reaction, was not what she expected to be the first thing coming out of my mouth. She said yes. So I told her to explain to my fiancé why we would not be getting married anymore, and why we would not continue being a couple starting immediately. I wished them good luck, and left the office. Now, I want to report the therapist.
Absolutely, it's frustrating how often the narrative in marriage counseling leans towards supporting women, sometimes at the expense of men's experiences and feelings. It's like the system has been designed to cater to certain biases, making it easy for women to portray their situations in a way that paints them as the victims, even when that's not the case. Men often find themselves in these situations where they're made to feel guilty or responsible for problems they didn't cause. The reality is, walking away from a toxic relationship, especially with someone as manipulative as this, is a huge win. That guy recognized the red flags and saved himself from what could have been a much more complicated and damaging situation down the line. Too many men get caught up in trying to make things work, only to find themselves deeper in a mess that could have been avoided. It's a testament to self-awareness and strength to realize when to step back and prioritize one's own mental health and well-being. Let's move on to the next clip.
I'll be honest, I don't think guys and girls can be friends. It's just
at all?
No, at all. Listen, there's a formula. You want to hear it?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Okay, if they're both hot, they can't be friends because you're both hot. Like, you're just gonna want each other. If you're both ugly, it can work because you don't really have that many options and you already like each other. So then you're just like, okay, you love me, I love you. Let's like have a family.
Yeah.
But then if one is hot and one is not, it depends who's the hot one. So if the guy is
like
hot,
the reacher and the settler.
Yeah. If the guy's hot, I really think because men are visual creatures, like it can't work if he's not attracted to the woman. So that friendship can work. But if the girl is really beautiful and the guy is not, it can still work. The friendship can work. No, sorry. They'll get married. Because if he has a good personality and he's successful and rich, she'll settle the look department and she'll just marry him. So that's my equation on that.
I mean, that's pretty calculaic.
No, it's true. Like, there's a study on it. I don't know who did it. I just made that up.
Yeah, okay. Science. I mean, you really value science.
Do I?
It's interesting how some women will overlook important aspects like character or genuine connection when it comes to dating, focusing instead on superficial traits like wealth or status. The reality is that a lot of their reasoning boils down to instinctual female nature, where security and resource take precedence. Men often find themselves in a position where they're expected to bring value to the table, yet they're met with a lack of reciprocal investment in friendship or emotional support. While women may enjoy the attention and validation from multiple male friends, for men, those relationships often lack meaningful value. It's a lopsided dynamic that can be frustrating, especially when the emphasis is placed on what men can provide rather than building a mutually beneficial connection. Ultimately, recognizing these patterns is crucial for men, helping them to prioritize relationships that genuinely add value to their lives rather than settling for anything less. Look, I know what you're going through. The games, the lies, the cheating. I've been there, betrayed, manipulated, left to pick up the pieces. I built this community because I refused to let that be my story anymore. And now I'm here for you, just like the other brothers standing with you, Stott. This isn't just another video. This is your escape from the madness, a place where you'll find men who've been through the exact same thing. I see you, brother. And when you join us, I'll be there, your real friend, ready to help you fight back and rise stronger. Hit that subscribe button, join the brotherhood, and stop playing their game. Welcome to Protective Perspective, where men take back their power.